Hi, I'm Vance, and welcome to Repair and Replace. If your water heater isn't working, then it's likely that the pilot flame has gone out. If you tried to light the pilot and it won't stay lit, then it could be a problem with the thermocouple or thermal cutoff switch. In this episode, first we'll learn how it all works, and then we'll test the thermocouple and thermal cutoff switch. Specifically, we'll be troubleshooting a standing pilot water heater with a conventional gas valve. Now, if you have an electronic gas valve, then you can learn more in the troubleshooting video linked below. Let's begin. Standing pilot water heaters use a pilot flame that burns continuously and will ignite the main burner whenever heat is needed. Next to the pilot is the thermocouple, which generates a small electrical current when heated by the pilot flame. This produces less voltage than a AA battery, but enough to power the gas valve. The thermocouple also acts as a safety switch. If the pilot light goes out, then the thermocouple will cool down. The voltage will drop, and the gas valve will shut off. This prevents unburnt gas from being released into your home. Now, if the thermocouple is faulty, then it will also prevent the pilot from staying lit. Additionally, the TCO or thermal cutoff switch is wired in series with the thermocouple. If the temperature in the combustion chamber gets too high, then the switch will trip and cut power to the valve. To begin, you'll need an adjustable wrench, alligator clip test leads, and a multimeter. Always be smart when working with gas. If you notice a strong gas odor at any point, then shut off the gas, ventilate the area, and immediately call a technician. First, remove the cover and check all the electrical connections to make sure that they are secure. Also, if the thermal switch has a button, then it's likely resettable. Simply press the button to reset the switch. Not all thermal switches have a reset button. Some will reset automatically, and some water heaters will use a one-time fuse. Regardless, you can test the switch for continuity to see if a continuous electrical signal can pass through it. Now set the multimeter to the ohm setting. Disconnect the wires to the switch. Place the probes on the terminals. If the multimeter reads OL or open loop, then there's no continuity and the switch should be replaced. Now reconnect the wires. If the thermal switch is good and the pilot still doesn't stay lit, then test the thermocouple. Simply light the pilot and test the voltage to see if it's functioning normally. Set the multimeter to the volts DC option. Use the adjustable wrench to unscrew the thermocouple from the control valve. Now connect the probes to the copper and to the end of the thermocouple. Light the pilot and hold down the button. The voltage should start to rise over the next few minutes as the thermocouple heats up. In an open circuit test, a healthy thermocouple should read between 20 and 30 millivolts. If the multimeter reads under 20 millivolts, then the pilot might have trouble staying lit. Over time, a buildup of carbon will act as an insulator and will reduce the voltage. One solution is to clean it, but in a lot of cases, it's best to install a new thermocouple. You can see how to do this in the video linked below. Another safety switch is the ECO, or energy cutoff, which is built into the thermostat. If the temperature inside of the tank gets too high, then the gas valve will shut off. This switch is not resettable. If the energy cutoff trips, then the gas control valve will need to be replaced. This can be hard to test, so it's best to call a technician. If the pilot keeps on going out or the thermal switch keeps tripping, then it could be an airflow issue. Dust can accumulate under the tank or in the flame arrestor screen that supplies air to the burner. This should be cleaned as part of regular maintenance by using a long brush. Additionally, check the flue opening above the tank, making sure it's free of any objects or debris. You can check the airflow by doing a draft test. Turn the main burner on. You should feel cool air being pulled into the vent hood. If you notice warm air coming out of the vent, then it's best to call a technician. Hopefully, this has helped you get your water heater working again. For more troubleshooting on water heaters, furnaces, and appliances, then subscribe to our channel. And if you need help, you can call or visit our AMRE location to talk with our knowledgeable staff. Thanks for watching.